ॐ अखण्डमण्डलाकारं व्याप्तं येन चराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। ॐ तव कथामृतं तप्तजीवनं कविभिरीडितं कल्मषापहं श्रवणमङ्गलं श्रीमदाततं भुवि गृह्णन्ति ये भूरिदा जनाः। Om Namo Bhagavate Sri Ramakrishna. Welcome to the readings and reflections of the 95th week of this book, The Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. Originally, this was written in Bengali language by young Mahendranath Gupta. Later it was translated into English by Swami Nikhilanandaji. We are now in the chapter Instruction to Vaishnavas and Brahmos. That is the chapter we are. In that chapter, the date line is November 26, 1883. As usual, we shall read a few passages and then take up some points for reflections. It was the day of the annual festival of the Sindhuriya Patti Brahma Samaj. The ceremony was to be performed in Manilal Mallik's house. The worship hall was beautifully decorated with flowers, wreaths, and evergreens, and many devotees were assembled, eagerly awaiting the worship. Their enthusiasm had been greatly heightened by the news that Sri Ramakrishna was going to grace the occasion with his presence. Keshav, Vijay, Shivanath, and other leaders of the Brahma Samaj held him in high respect. His God-intoxicated state of mind, his intense love of spiritual life, his burning faith, his intimate communion with God, and his respect for women, whom he regarded as veritable manifestations of the Divine Mother, together with the unsullied purity of his character, his complete renunciation of worldly talk, his love and respect for all religious faiths, and his eagerness to meet devotees of all creeds, attracted the members of the Brahma Samaj to him. Devotees came that day from far-off places to join the festival, for it would give them a chance to get a glimpse of the Master and listen to his inspiring talk. Sri Ramakrishna arrived at the house before the worship began and became engaged in conversation with Vijay Krishna Goswami and the other devotees. The lamps were lighted, the divine service was about to begin. The Master asked if Shivanath would come to the festival. A Brahma devotee said that he had other important things to do and was not coming. Master: I feel very happy when I see Shivanath. He always seems to be absorbed in the bliss of bhakti. Further, a man who is respected by so many surely possesses some divine power. But he has one great defect. He doesn't keep his word. Once he said to me that he would come to Dakshineswar, but he neither came nor sent me word. That is not good. It is said that truthfulness alone constitutes the spiritual discipline of the Kali Yuga. If a man clings tenaciously to truth, he ultimately realizes God. Without this regard for truth, one gradually loses everything. If by chance I say that I will go to the pine grove, I must go there, even if there is no further need of it, lest I lose my attachment to truth. After my vision of the Divine Mother, I pray to her, taking a flower in my hands. Mother, here is thy pure, here is thy knowledge, and here is thy ignorance. Take them both and give me only pure love. Here is thy holiness, and here is thy unholiness. Take them both, Mother, and give me pure love. Here is thy good, and here is thy evil, and here is thy unrighteousness. Take them both, Mother, and give me pure love. Here is thy righteousness, and here is thy unrighteousness. Take them both, Mother, and give me pure love. I mentioned all these, but I could not say, Mother, here is thy truth, and here is thy falsehood. Take them both. I gave up everything at her feet, but could not bring myself to give up truth. Soon, the service began according to the rules of the Brahma Samaj. The preacher was seated on the dais. After the opening prayer, he recited holy texts of the Vedas and was joined by the congregation in the invocation to the Supreme Brahman. They chanted in chorus, Brahman is truth, knowledge, and infinity. It shines as bliss and immortality. Brahman is peace, blessedness, the one without a second. It is pure and unstained by sin. The minds of the devotees were stilled, and they closed their eyes in meditation. The master went into deep samadhi. He sat there transfixed and speechless. After some time, he opened his eyes, looked around, and suddenly stood up with the words Brahma, Brahma on his lips. Soon, the devotional music began, accompanied by drums and cymbals. In a state of divine fervor, the master began to dance with the devotees. Vijay and the other Brahmos danced around him. The guests and the devotees were enchanted. Many of them drank the sweet bliss of God's name and forgot the world. The happiness of the material world appeared bitter to them, at least for the time being. After the kirtan, all sat around the master, eager to hear his words. Master, it is difficult to lead the life of a householder in a spirit of detachment. Once Pratap said to me, Sir, we follow the example of King Janaka. He led the life of a householder in a detached spirit. We shall follow him. I said to him, Can one be like King Janaka by merely wishing it? How many austerities he practiced in order to acquire divine knowledge? He practiced the most intense form of asceticism for many years and only then returned to the life of the world. Is there then no hope for householders? Certainly there is. They must practice spiritual discipline in solitude for some days. Thus, they will acquire knowledge and devotion. Then it will not hurt them to lead the life of the world. But when you practice discipline in solitude, keep yourself entirely away from your family. You must not allow your wife, son, daughter, mother, father, sister, brother, friends, or relatives near you. While thus practicing discipline in solitude, you should think, I have no one else in the world. God is my all. You must also pray to Him with tears in your eyes for knowledge and devotion. If you ask me how long you should live in solitude away from your family, I should say that it would be good for you if you could spend even one day in such a manner. 3 days at a time are still better. One may live in solitude for 12 days, a month, 3 months, or a year, according to one's convenience and ability. One hasn't much to fear if one leads the the life of a householder after attaining knowledge and devotion. If you break a jackfruit after rubbing your hands with oil, then its sticky milk will not smear your hands. While playing the game of hide and seek, you are safe if you but once touch the granny. Be turned into gold by touching the philosopher's stone. After that, you may remain buried underground 1,000 years. When you are taken out, you will still be gold. The mind is like milk. If you keep the mind in the world, which is like water, then the milk and water will get mixed. That is why people keep milk in a quiet place and let it set into curd and then churn butter from it. Likewise, through spiritual discipline practiced in solitude, churn the butter of knowledge and devotion from the milk of the mind. Then the butter can easily be kept in the water of the world. It will not get mixed with the world. The mind will float detached on the water of the world. Vijay had just returned from Gaya, where he had spent a long time in solitude and holy company. He had put on the ochre robe of a monk and was in an exalted state of mind, always indrawn. He was sitting before the master with his head bent down, as if absorbed in some deep thought. Casting his benign glance on Vijay, the master said, Vijay, have you found your room? Let me tell you a parable. Once two holy men, in the course of their wanderings, entered a city. One of them, with wondering eyes and mouth agape, was looking at the marketplace, the stalls, and the buildings when he met his companion. The latter said, You seem to be filled with wonder at the city. Where is your baggage? He replied, First of all, I found a room. I put my things in it, locked the door, and felt totally relieved. Now I am going about the city enjoying all the fun. So I am asking you, Vijay, if you have found your room, to Yam and the others, you see, the spring in Vijay's heart has been covered all these days. Now it is open. So, dear devotees, it's a wonderful passage today, dated on November 26th, 1883. This conversation with the Brahma devotees are not done at Dakshineswar. There is a place called Sindhuriya Patti. Brahma Samaj has got a branch there. So they have an annual festival and they have invited Sri Ramakrishna to attend the festival. Sri Ramakrishna has said, Yes, I will come. So Yam has come little earlier and he is seeing what are the arrangements that have been made for the celebration. So the hall was beautifully decorated, he says, with flowers, wreaths, evergreens, and many devotees have assembled. And they are all eagerly waiting for the worship. And Yam is hearing from many other devotees that they have come especially to listen to Sri Ramakrishna, whom they heard is also attending this festival. Already, many Brahma leaders also have arrived, like Keshav Chandra Sen, then Vijay Krishna Goswami, and Shivanath, and other Brahma Samaj devotees have also come. So it's a good thing that so many people have come. And Yam says that Brahma devotees were deeply attracted to Sri Ramakrishna. This is the para that I was drawn into for my reflection. Those who do not know about Sri Ramakrishna or who have not read about Sri Ramakrishna or heard about him, and when they read this passage, they will be naturally tempted to know more about Ramakrishna. In that way, Yam has noted it. Actually, he's talking to the Brahma devotees, and many of them are telling, "We came here for the festival to see Sri Ramakrishna and to listen to him, to his words of advice. So we have come from distant places." So he is noting this great attraction of the Brahma devotees to Sri Ramakrishna. So, why Brahma devotees are greatly attracted to Sri Ramakrishna? So, Yam, that is Mahendranath Gupta, who is the author of this book, he writes there. He gives a list of qualities of Sri Ramakrishna. It's very interesting. What type of qualities of Sri Ramakrishna he gives? Let us see that. So he says, his, that means Ramakrishna's, God intoxicated state of mind. That is the number one. Then he says, his intense love of spiritual life. Third, his burning faith. Fourth, his intimate communion with God. Fifth, his respect for women, whom he regarded as veritable manifestations of the Divine Mother. Sixth, together with the unsullied purity of his character. Seven, his complete renunciation of worldly talk. Eighth, his love and respect for all religious faiths. Ninth, and his eagerness to meet devotees of all creeds. So there are nine qualities Yam has noted in Sri Ramakrishna, and he is noted not as he noted, as the Brahma devotees were telling him. That is the important point we must understand. Brahma devotees, while conversing with Yam, they are telling why they are attracted to Sri Ramakrishna. Each one has been telling one reason, perhaps, or somebody might have said two, three reasons. So Yam has remembered all those ideas and noted down in his diary that these are the nine reasons why the Brahma devotees are deeply attracted to Sri Ramakrishna. What a wonderful way that he has put it, The same thing Swami Vivekananda did much after a long time, much before Yam, much after Yam. Because when the master has passed on, then when Vivekananda came to Bharanagar Mutt, from there they shifted to another Mutt, Alambazar Mutt, then they came to Belur Mutt itself, and when he wrote this Aratrikam on Sri Ramakrishna, he gives all the qualities of Sri Ramakrishna. Every evening we sing that. Today also we are going to sing, being Sunday, we will have Aratrikam, and we'll sing Khandana, Bhavabandhana, etc. So in those items, you will find, you can even count how many he has given. So far we have come, only a few we have come up in our study of the Aratri hymn on every Thursday afternoon. But you find these, the same types of qualities Vivekananda also has said about Sri Ramakrishna. So it's very interesting that how the disciples look upon Sri Ramakrishna and what type of qualities they saw in him, in spite of many misguided people who criticize Sri Ramakrishna, etc. But they have not seen Sri Ramakrishna. Only by reading some books, they are writing some comments. But these people were with Sri Ramakrishna. They have gone around him. They were looking at him. They were hearing him. And they see him day and night. So when they give the qualities, you must take it, these are all real, valid qualities. And that's how we used to understand. So, Sri Ramakrishna arrived at the house before the worship began, and he became engaged in conversation with Vijay Krishna Goswami and the other devotees. So the lamps were lighted, and it is still some time is there for the beginning of the festivals ceremonies. So Sri Ramakrishna saw Vijay Krishna Goswami, and he started talking to him. One of the Brahma Samaj devotees, or the leaders, I should say, Vijay Krishna Goswami, was very, very dear to Sri Ramakrishna. Sri Ramakrishna took lot of interest in Vijay Krishna Goswami. You see, that's why he's asking him. Vijay has returned from Gaya. Why did he go to Gaya? He went for tapasya, to remain in solitude, to practice the name of God. And Vijay Krishna Goswami, though he came away from Brahma Samaj, he dissociated himself, then he became very, very intense in his sadhanas. With the result, he had the great love and affection towards his Ishta, like Chaitanya Dev. So certain signs of Chaitanya Dev you can see, because he is descendant of a great Acharya, Advaita Acharya, who was with Chaitanya Dev. So that Gosai family he belongs to. So Sri Ramakrishna used to address him not Goswami. He used to address him the colloquial term Gosai. You know this Gosai word, our South African devotees who sing Hanuman Chalisa, they would know that. So see, Tulsidas also tells Gosai. So this Gosai is the word, whoever is devoted to Lord Sri Krishna or Lord Sri Ram. So they are called Goswami. So Tulsidas had this title Goswami. But then in colloquial terms, you don't say Goswami, that's a pure term. So they say Gosai. So Gosai, and Vijay Krishna Gosai was like that. Sri Ramakrishna used to call him Gosai. So he's telling him, so he went to Gaya and returned. And he was sitting before the master with his head bent. So Vijay Krishna Goswami is much younger to Sri Ramakrishna. And he's sitting there as if absorbed in some deep thought. M has observed, Mahendra Nath Gupta has observed that Vijay Krishna Goswami is not wasting his time. He is sometimes immersed in some deep thought. So Sri Ramakrishna is asking him, Vijay, have you found your room? Generally, when he looks at him, he would simply ask the question. But because he found Vijay is in deep thought, so to attract the attention, he's calling him Vijay. So when he called, so Vijay Krishna Goswami might have turned his head up and then looked at Sri Ramakrishna. So he's calling me, so I must look at him. That's he used to have done, because that's everybody's reaction. Have you found your room? He's asking. And Vijay Krishna Goswami is quiet at that time. He's not telling anything, but Sri Ramakrishna starts telling him, as if Vijay Krishna Goswami did not understand this, or the other devotees who are sitting with him, they have not understood. Why? Have you found your room? He's asking. Vijay Krishna Goswami already has a house. From that house only, he comes to Sindhuriyapatti. So he has got already a house. And why Sri Ramakrishna asked him, have you found your room? So it's a strange question. To many others who are there, who did not know Sri Ramakrishna's making fun with Vijay, they would not understand this. So they were all wondering. So Sri Ramakrishna himself resolved the problem. He said, if you say you don't know, don't worry. I myself will tell you. Okay, like that he's telling the others. He's telling a parable. Once two holy men, they went to a city. So one of them, with wandering eyes, he was looking this side, that side, etc. These two friends, the holy man, they met in a city. So they are walking together. This man, one holy man, is looking at the big, big buildings, monuments, and so many other things in the city. When you go around, you can see many things like that. So with the big eyes, he's looking, because as if he's seeing for the first time. So with wandering eyes, he says, and mouth agape. Sometimes when you see something in wonder, your mouth automatically opens. You are not talking, you are not making any sound, but perhaps you are telling and that comes out as the opening of mouth. So with that, he's looking at the wanderings. And then he went to marketplace, the stalls, the buildings, and then the companion also was with him. So the companion is asking him, you seem to be filled with wonder. So where is your luggage? I am not seeing any luggage with you. This man is carrying still his luggage. That other holy man hasn't got any luggage and is free of every luggage, and then he's walking free hands. Then the farmer, that is the first holy man, says, first of all, I found a room. I put my things in that room, locked the door, and felt totally relieved. Now I am going about the city, enjoying all the fun. See, that is how one must do. If you arrive at a new place, what you should do? Take your place, things to a place, put it, lock your room, then go about and then enjoy the outside scene. This means something great. First, you realize God, understand what is knowledge, what is devotion, jnana and bhakti. That is what Swami Sri Ramakrishna is going to tell again and again in his talks to Brahma devotees. Knowledge and devotion, he repeatedly tells. This knowledge and devotion is something important. So once you attain that, once you grasp that, it's like taking your room. And you have put all your worries in that room. And freely you can now move about in the city. No fear of a robber. Because that is what samsara does. If you are not keeping your mind with devotion and knowledge and devotion, then there is a great danger in the samsara. Robbers are waiting. 6 kinds of robbers are there. In one Bengali song, it is said there are 6 kinds of robbers and they are waiting to loot you. So that Vijay Krishna Goswami, to whom Sri Ramakrishna is talking in terms of riddles, that Vijay Krishna Goswami is sitting now. And with him, Sri Ramakrishna is conversing. I must tell you something about this Vijay Krishna Goswami. He was a Brahma Samaj member initially, then he became leader in that, and he had his followers, etc. And then he used to visit Sri Ramakrishna often. Whenever Vijay Krishna Goswami used to come to Sri Ramakrishna was always very kind. You have not seen Sri Ramakrishna. He used to be seated in the lower cot, that is small cot, as you call. And the big cot, that higher cot, is for his sleeping. So if you go to Dakshineswar temple and go to Sri Ramakrishna's room, it's still there. You can find 2 cots are there. If you read the gospel, you know one cot is for his sleeping and another cot is for his sitting and talking to the devotees. So he used to be like that. And in some of the places where Sri Ramakrishna goes, and there Vijay Krishna Goswami also comes, people have seen Sri Ramakrishna getting up from his seat and offer his seat to Vijay Krishna Goswami. Now from this you can understand how great Vijay Krishna Goswami. Sri Ramakrishna respected the descendant of Advaita Goswami, who was very close to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Advaita Goswami is a descendant, direct descendant, mind you, only 4 or 5 generations, that's all. And in that generations that this man has come from, this Vijay Krishna Gosai. So Sri Ramakrishna would give his own seat. Says, come, take my seat, like that he would say. And also, once, first time when Vijay Krishna Goswami came, he introduced himself as, my name is Vijay Krishna Gosai. So Sri Ramakrishna went into a mood of some remembrance, recollection. Then Ramakrishna is telling him to this Vijay Krishna Goswami, I know of a Gosai of Shantipur. Shantipur is one small place, locality near Calcutta. And he says, I know a Gosai from Shantipur. He was great exponent of Bhagavad Katha. He would tell people about Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavatam. And the important point is, not is telling Bhagavatam. While telling Bhagavatam, while giving discourse on Bhagavatam, this Gosai would go into rapture. He would go into rapture. He would go into moods of ecstasy. And then he would shed tears of joy. So Ramakrishna has noted that. So he is telling to this Goswami that I know one Shantipur Goswami. This Vijay Krishna Goswami was sitting there. He didn't expect Sri Ramakrishna knew the other Goswami. Why? Because that Goswami is none other than the father of this Goswami. So Vijay Krishna Goswami is very happy to hear from Sri Ramakrishna's mouth that how greatly he was regarding his father, who was from Shantipur. So that was the first meeting where Vijay Krishna Goswami greatly impressed at Ramakrishna's words. And also, when Vijay Krishna Goswami's father, his name was Ananda Kishore Goswami. So he actually left his body. That also very great thing, He was, while giving discourse on the Srimad Bhagavatam, telling the glory of Sri Hari, he left his body. The prana went out. It is a great, he has no need to go to hospital, no need of doctors coming and attending to him, nobody crying anything, and he went coolly while talking about Hari. What a wonderful death this is. You see, in death also there are so many types of deaths are there. So you find this type of death, suddenly coming death, is considered to be a very good sign of the jiva. When the jivatma leaves the body, suddenly it dies, sitting somewhere. I have heard of devotees telling his wife, can you please bring me a glass of water? She brings the water, he drinks, and puts the glass there, he goes on. Such type of deaths I have seen. Very quick. No question of crying, lamenting, nothing. So these are considered as a very good death, because this will create a better life after, for that soul. That's why this death. But then suffering also is one type of removing your karmic fall, karmic results. So karmic results are slowly you are cutting off. You are just by experiencing the sufferings. So it goes off like that. So that is also a one way of death. So whatever it is death, but this man, that is Vijay Krishna Goswami's father, he left his body while talking about Sri Hari's glory. Is it a small thing to leave the body while thinking of Hari? So, and then one devotee was sitting there. So Brahma devotee only. And he was talking about Bhagavad, you see, and he left his body. So the Brahma devotee is pointing out to Sri Ramakrishna. But then he became a Brahmo. You see, in Brahmo style of living, these personal gods are not believed. So he was a great devotee of Lord Sri Hari. But then the devotee is pointing out the contradiction. You say that he left his body and then by thinking of Hari, but then he became a Brahma devotee, not believing in the personal God. That's what he is telling, little sarcastically. So when Sri Ramakrishna heard that, see what he says, you see, how Sri Ramakrishna's mind is so vast, not excluding any path, accepting all paths as valid. So Sri Ramakrishna answers, that is the age-old path of the trio, Advaita, Chaitanya, Nityananda. These were the trio for the Vaishnavites, particularly the followers of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, his friend Nityananda, and his friend Advaita. So these three people, they had the old path, that is having personal God, etc. That old path. But the actual spiritual ladder, the first step is knowledge of Brahman, knowledge of Advaita and Brahman, he says. And then he says, second step is to dwell in the consciousness of Chaitanya. And then he goes on to say that Vijay is now gearing up for the third step, he says. So, this is something interesting. Vijay is spellbound. He was looking at Sri Ramakrishna. First meeting itself went off so wonderfully. That's why at that time, Naren was also seated there. Naren also is member of Brahma Samaj, you must understand. And then in the first meeting of Vijay Krishna Goswami, Naren was there. So Sri Ramakrishna asked Naren, sing a song. He's telling him, because Naren can sing, he had a beautiful voice and he could sing very well. So he sang. What song he sang? So Vivekananda, at that time Naren, sang a song, a Bengali song called Dema Pagal Kore, Ar Kaj Nahi, More Gyan Bichare. It's a very beautiful song. Dema Pagal Kore. Oh mother, make me mad with your love. There is nothing to be done with Gyan Bichare. Thinking of what is Brahman, how this world has come out of Brahman, how this world is going to continue, and who is controlling this, what are the five elements that has created this world, and how these five elements has got cosmic side and the individual side, and in the Jivatma side, what is the mind, what is my chitta, what is my buddhi, what is my ahankara, and what are my pancha pranas. All those things, Gyan Bichare, this is called Gyan Bichar. This Bichar, this type of analysis, I do not want. Oh mother, give me that mad love towards you. See how much bhakti is growing, you see. The Bhakta says, I don't want that type of analysis. Let this analysis be with the books. I don't want. What I want the love for God. That is very important. Can you shed tears? That's what Narada asked this author of the Bhagavatam. Who was the author? Vyasdev. Vyasdev wrote four Vedas he categorized, 18 Mahapuranas he wrote, and 32 Upapuranas he wrote. Still he didn't have peace of mind. So Narad comes and says, hey Vyasdev, have you ever shed tear for Sri Hari? Vyasdev said, no, I have not shed tear. Then do that. Write Bhagavatam, the Leela of Sri Hari. When you write that, you will shed tears. So while writing that, Vyasdev shed copious tears of joy. When you read Bhagavad, you see, I have seen a lot of Upanishads, knowledge of Vedanta, etc. Swami Ranganatharanji used to speak. It's a very very good exponent of Vedanta. And everywhere he used to speak about Atman, Brahman, and all this. And people used to go in big number. In Delhi, when he used to give weekly classes on Vedanta, there was no place in the hall. The hall can contain 1,000 people. 1,000 people filled. And down below, also the speakers were kept, and there are another 500 people seated. Every week it used to happen. And wherever Swami Ranganatharanji used to go, you will find people are coming in thousands, flocking to hear him. As a young schoolboy, I also used to go and attend Swami Ranganatharanji's talks in Madras. So you can see everybody were attracted. But when I became a monk and stayed with him for some days, in Kanpur, I found he was a little different. This was in about 80s. He was a little different. And he became vice president and the president. When he became president, I used to go and sit with him in his room and he used to make me seated. And then he is sitting on his chair. And then he is talking to me, not of Vedanta, not of Atman, Brahman, etc. He is telling me the devotional aspect. How one must feel for Lord. How one must shed tears for God. Like that he used to speak to me. You see, that's why the devotees, the Bhakti Marga, they say that those who follow Bhakti Marga, they say that as Chaitanya Dev clearly said, I don't want to become sugar. I want to enjoy the sugar, he said. That is the beauty of bhakti. In bhakti, what you do, you keep the God little separate from you and you enjoy his presence in front of you. You look at him. Some people will be looking at only. They don't want to see anything. They have got an image or a photo, and the photo they're looking at. Sri Ramakrishna himself says to one of his disciples, if your mind is wandering, just look at me. That's all. Looking at is enough. And while looking at, all the emotions will swell in the mind. And then you will shed tears. Such a great man, this Vijay Krishna Goswami's father. That's why Vijay Krishna Goswami, Sri Ramakrishna used to give him special attention. And today we see that how he is speaking and he is asking about Shivanath. Shivanath is also another leader of Brahma Samaj, whom Sri Ramakrishna loved very much. And in any meeting, Sri Ramakrishna would look around. So Keshav is there, Vijay Krishna Goswami is there, and other Brahma devotees are there. Then he would look around and he would ask, where is Shivanath? He would ask. Because he loved him so much. Shivanath also was a very good devotee. They all come to Sri Ramakrishna to have a transformative life. Because that type of Brahma life, that lifestyle, could not satisfy their inner yearnings. The yearning from the heart is something. And the aspiration to know by the brain, that is something. So you may gain a lot of knowledge of the scriptures, of the philosophies, etc. But that is not going to give you the final peace. For that, you require to hear to the heart. The heart must develop. So for that only, this is very beautifully, it says that. So he gives one example of his prayer. So a lot of prayers we find in the gospel. One prayer, Sri Ramakrishna says that, Mother, here is the knowledge, here is the ignorance. Knowledge and ignorance are opposites. So he is giving to Divine Mother, Mother Kali, and tells her that take this, take away my knowledge, take away my ignorance. Give me pure love, Shuddha Bhakti. Give me that Shuddha, that love. And then he says, like that, one by one he takes up. And he says, all the dualities have been given. And then he comes to the last stage of giving truth and untruth, truth and falsehood. He stops. He says, no, I will not give the truth to you, O Mother, because that is the basis on which I am standing. So if you break that itself, if you remove what is the basis for my standing, then on which I will stand? I have to stand on truth. So Sri Ramakrishna says, if I say to somebody at 5 o'clock I will go to a particular place, I must go. He will go and come. Even the purpose is already fulfilled. But he has already told. So that following the truth to the letter was Sri Ramakrishna's nature. So he says like that. Soon the service began, and then according to the rules of the Brahma Samaj, Sri Ramakrishna is enjoying. But what has happened? The opening prayer, that at that time they were reciting from the Vedas. Vedic mantras are recited. So any Brahma devotee, you ask him, that he will know some of the Vedic mantras. That is a beautiful way that they have trained, that. So in many of our centers also we teach the Vedic prayers. So Vedic prayers are very important because they are the original, our culture started with that Vedic. So the Vedic prayers are wonderful prayers. They are universal prayers. Like Sarvesham, Swastir, Bhavatu, etc. we sing. Those are all Vedic prayers. So that Vedic prayers are being chanted where Brahman is truth, Brahman is Jnanam, Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. That is what they are chanting. Hearing this, because these are all Jnanis, Jnani attitude will be easily, you can grasp this. So what happened? Sri Ramakrishna is a Jnani. As well he is a Bhakta. So he went into deep Samadhi. Hearing these words from the Vedas, he went into deep Samadhi. and he's thinking of that Brahman, that's all. Even the minds of the devotees were stilled. They closed their eyes in meditation. So Yam says, the master went into deep samadhi. He sat there transfixed and speechless. When you think about Brahman, how can you be speaking? Your mind is joined with the Paramatma. And when the Jivatma has joined the Paramatma, nothing to speak. He's speechless. After some time, he opened his eyes, looked around, then he came to know where he is. So he had come to Sindhurapatti, the Brahma festival. He realizes that. And then is telling Brahma, Brahma on his lips that going on. Soon, so that is one portion of the program. Next is the devotional music. Now we must see the play of Sri Ramakrishna. The devotional music is going to start. And it started actually. So, with the drums and cymbals and tabla and khol, etc., they started the singing. And the singing went to a divine fervor. When you sing more and more, and the speed of the song also picks up, then you find people get more and more spirit and they enjoy the song. So we do that Ramakrishna Saranam, once we do in a slow pattern, and then we get into the fast movement. At that time, we felt everybody is putting his tal. Even today, I saw the noontime we had a function. Those who did not know, I must tell you, today we celebrated the third anniversary of the Air Vedanta Society. So we had a beautiful program of 2.5 hours, and it had all these elements. Gyan, Bhakti, everything was there. So Arati was there, and people liked all these types. Bhajans were there, so speeches were there. So we all enjoyed that. So this in that program, last we were singing Ramakrishna Sharanam. And next to me, one small girl was sitting, and she was putting her hand. What age? Maybe 4 years old girl, and she was putting her hand. She didn't understand the words or anything, but she was putting the thought. See, that's why the divine fervor comes. It can catch everyone. That's why the devotional music, and when you do a community type of music, it's always good. So in many centers we have got that, that everybody joins together and sings together, Ram Nam Sankirtan, etc. We all do like that only. So Vijay and Brahma devotees, some Brahma devotees got up. Vijay, I told you, Vijay's father, how he was. He was fully absorbed in the glory of Hari, and he used to dance. And he's in ecstasy, he used to shed tears. So his son now has come. How can he keep quiet when such type of music is going on? Vijay got up and started dancing. Now, if you start dancing, one man dancing, it is like an infection. It catches other persons. It did not leave Sri Ramakrishna himself. So Sri Ramakrishna also stood up and he started joining with Vijay, and they were all in the dancing. The guests and devotees were enchanted. Oh, Master began to dance with the devotees. How wonderful scenery it would be to imagine for us, for our meditation, that a big hall is there where the devotees are dancing with the chanting of God's name, and Sri Ramakrishna is joining Vijay and dancing with them. After the kirtan was, because that is only part of that program. So when the kirtan was over, all people sat down. Sitting down, they are all looking at the face of Sri Ramakrishna. He has come to attend this function, and in this function, he is the main speaker, not any Brahma speaker. Their speeches, etc., no interest. They are all waiting to hear Sri Ramakrishna. That's why they have come from far away. So everybody's mind and attention is attuned to Sri Ramakrishna's mouth. What he is going to open, what he is going to say. And there only Yam has noted down so beautifully the sayings of the masters here. See how beautifully he says that it is very difficult to lead a householder's life and turn your mind to God unless you develop the Gyan and Bhakti. So Jnana and Bhakti are essential, one must develop. And he says, one devotee told him that why King Janaka also ruled the country. He was a great king. While ruling the country, he was a Brahma Rishi. He was a realized soul. Why can't we be like him? Then Sri Ramakrishna says, no man, don't come into wrong interpretation. No, no, it was not like that. King Janaka, before he returned to rule the kingdom, he went for solitude. He went for tapasya. He did austerities. Kator tapasya he did. Strong, where he says, he practiced many austerities he practiced. And most intense form of asceticism he practiced. That means you can understand, after the realizing what is knowledge, what is bhakti, he came back. Then he ruled the country. So he could not be attached to anything. Of course, Janaka's, as a child itself, he was detached. You'll be surprised, Janaka's father, he was a prince. So Janaka's father told him, you must go to your guru and study. And in those Gurukulas, there is no difference between a king's son and a poor Brahmin son. All of them are considered equal boys. That's all. They are treated with equality. Nobody is special there. The Rishi who is teaching, he will not say you are the son of a king. So you will be given a separate, unlike the modern schools, where the rich people's sons, the politician's son, the leader's son, they are given separate status in the school class itself. But he is not like that. So this boy also was like any other boy. Everyone had to clean their copiness and put it for drying up on the rope outside. And inside the room, they are all learning. But through the window, see, the window means what, not like the modern windows. The windows are open. Through that open space, they could see their clothes are lying there and getting dried up under the sun. Suddenly, the last cloth that was drying up there got a fire. Now you can understand, if one cloth gets fire, the fire will naturally spread to the other cloths. So the fire was very speedily spreading to other cloths. All the children who were sitting there, they said, oh, my cloth is being burnt. They got up and then with a loud shrieking voice, they all ran outside. Guru is teaching here, mind you. They left Guru's teachings, the text, etc. They ran outside and tried to salvage some of their clothes. Some got full, some got half, some got a piece, like that. And they all came back. One boy did not run. Guru looked at him. He said, you did not want to salvage your cloth? He said, no. I don't have the feeling it is my cloth, he said. I don't know it is my cloth. Then how do you take your cloth? When everybody takes his own cloth, what is lying there left out, that is one I take and wear it. You see the detachment. Utter detachment to his own cloth. At a young boy, as a young boy, Janaka is doing this. So Janaka is a man of such a tapasya. He did extreme austerities and he came back. So Sri Ramakrishna says, that means what? If you say that everyone in the householders must go for tapasya, must go to forest, or must go to a cave and do intense tapasya and come back, and then marry and then beget children and then run the family, the question may come. So Sri Ramakrishna has got an answer. So he says, is there then no hope for householders? Is it what you are asking? He's telling the devotees there. Certainly there is. Even in the modern days, Sri Ramakrishna belonged to 19th century, mind you. We are in 21st century. Only just 200 years. So in these 200 years, a lot of development have come. Even in those days itself, those developments were coming up. So Sri Ramakrishna knew the modern way of life. So what he says, there is certainly. They must practice spiritual discipline in solitude for some days. So he is telling his devotees that look, you must practice for a year. So 1 year you practice. Then the devotee will tell, no, sir, 1 year is not possible for me to take off. Then Sri Ramakrishna tells him, don't worry, if you can't manage 1 year, 3 months, go in solitude for 3 months. Then the devotee says, no, 3 months also it is not possible, sir. Have you got any other time? Then Master says, 1 month. Then some people will say, 1 month also we can't go from our family. It's not possible. Then he says, 12 days. Can you go for 12 days in a month? No, that also not possible. Then Sri Ramakrishna comes to the last, said, 3 days. Even for 3 days, some people are there who deny this. No, 3 days also we can't do. Then he says, Mone kone bone. He says, if you can't go to forest for even 1 day, come and sit in your room. You've got a bed. You put one mosquito net and sit there in the corner. That is enough. See how much relaxation Sri Ramakrishna gives to us. He's begging us, go for 1 year. No, then like that, slowly, slowly he's reducing. And he's telling, in the corner of your house also you can do it. So that is possible. So Sri Ramakrishna says, there is a method, there is a hope for householders. They can practice. What is the practice they should do? Suppose I get time, 3 days time, I go to one place. And then, I am telling my devotees here also, one Irish gentleman comes here and he always tells me, Maharaj, where do you want to go? I will take you. And he's taking me every Monday at least. No, I used to go with him for different places. Recently he asked me, Maharaj, you told me once you liked the Glendalough place so much because their father Kevin was there long back, and the Saint Kevin, he did great austerities there. So that place is having a vibration of austerities. So I told him, I want to go in solitude for 3 days before I depart from Ireland. As my last date of staying in Ireland is 24th November this year. So before leaving Ireland, I wanted to stay in that place where the forest, where the hills and the lakes are there. So beautiful place it is. So somewhere I have to go and stay for 3 days, 3 nights, and spend the solitude. So Sri Ramakrishna is giving us idea. In solitude, what you should ask, what you should think, Sri Ramakrishna says, I have no one else in this world. No one else in this world. God is my all. Tvameva mata cha pita tvameva. Tvameva bandhuscha sakha tvameva. Tvameva vidya dravinam tvameva. Tvameva sarvam mama deva deva. O Lord, you are my all. Thou art my all. Tvameva sarvam. This is what you should pray. You must also pray to him with tears in your eyes for Gyan and Bhakti, for knowledge and devotion. What a beautiful way Sri Ramakrishna puts it, in these Brahma devotees. And that's how Brahma devotees were greatly impressed with Sri Ramakrishna and started coming to him and started accepting him as their guru. So it goes on like that. And we saw Vijay Krishna Goswami's also, how Sri Ramakrishna told him, have you found your room, in a very meaningful tone. And Vijay Krishna Goswami, what did he reply? And before he replied, Sri Ramakrishna is telling him, okay, Vijay, that's why I'm asking you if you have found your room. So he says, the spring in Vijay's heart has been covered all these days. Now it is open. Sri Ramakrishna could discern, could see what is the growth of Vijay's heart. It was shrouded with the mist of the spring. And now that is gone, And all these days, that spring's mystery was there. So the heart was covered. Today, Sri Ramakrishna is saying him, Vijay Krishna Goswami, your heart is now free, it is open. That means it is matured. That matured bhakti and jnana has come upon Vijay Krishna Goswami. So with these few words, we shall pass on to next week. Om Niranjanam Nityam Anantarupam Bhaktanukampa Drita Vigraham Vai Ishavataram Paramesha Medyam Tam Ramakrishnam Shirasa Namamaha. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.